shall I do what Zavi does and always forget to count down and somehow mess it up when Adam does a countdown into Pirate Radio? Hey, Zavi. But
You're
yeah,
doing a
welcome
pretty
to
good
Pirate
job
Radio,
so far,
guys.
yeah.
I know. It's good. Don't worry, guys. So yeah, thank you for joining us this week. I don't even know what episode it is. I've not been here for about 3 weeks due to working every day of the Olympics. In fact, did Adam just say we're on episode 30? How the hell have we lasted this for 30 weeks? Jesus.
It's fucking tragic.
Why don't we just get into everything? I have to apologise for being late before that, actually. Blame Zavi for being a fucking retard and not telling Adam that we were doing Pirate Radio tonight. So, yeah.
I told the
much
talent.
happened. You told the talent, yeah. Me, Cadis, Zavi, you were doing it. Turned up about half an hour early, actually. We were pretty good today. Then, yeah, Adam was here about an hour later than that. So, yeah, brilliant. Well, let's just move on straight into our topics. We might as well start with some team news first. And let's go with the new team, Tarkus's team. I don't know what they're going to be called. Zavi, you probably know more about this team than I do you? Or do you want me to go
Borderline more. From what I've heard, the lineup will be some combination. Tarkus will be on Soldier. He's heading the team leader, etc. He'll be partnered by either Dalif or Luzu. On demo, I've heard Brago. Medic, I've heard Raymond, and Scout, I've heard some choice between Quad, Kyler, and Zappis.
Okay, well, it sounds like I know far more than you do, so let's go into
You're
this,
so
right?
wrong. Where do you get your information?
Tarkus said to me like the other day, right? The team is going to be Tarkus Soldier, Kyler, Zappis Scout, Erectus Demo Man, Pole Medic, and either Daleth or Loser as the other soldier. That's what I have been told.
I have a little bit of version you might not have. The reason Pole is Medic, because I was asked to try when I said, no, Tarkus! Get out of here, is what I said.
God, he must have been desperate. What on earth is he doing?
Is he not stealing two of your players as well, Erectus and Luzu? Weren't they meant to be playing with you?
Luzu is only on my land team.
Okay.
We'll see who Erectus picks.
So, should we talk about the team then? What do you think? Definitely a strong scout combination. Zappis was really good when he was playing Seacrass ages ago. And Kyler has always seemed strong when he was in Equilibrium, was it? I think it was. Not season before. Did he play for anybody last season?
He was banned.
He was one of the players that was banned.
Yeah,
so...
he was one of the players that was banned for like a season.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So I think the scout combination is probably the best of the bunch there. Tarkus is a good soldier, I guess, in relation to their players. Erectus, I don't know about him on Demo Man.
Erectus is fucking sick.
Really?
I'm not just saying that because I'm fighting for him for my team, but he is actually really good.
But, like, is he good from a Div 1 standard? Is that what you're trying to say? Or good from a Prem standard?
He can compete with Prem demos.
Okay, so what you think this team will be bottom, Prem, like Avenue, sort of, with Deserter, whatever they've been called now.
I don't know, I think they'd be as good as Deserto, but then they wouldn't get a Prem spot based on the fact that they're new.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas Avenue have that promotion. Yeah.
Bring me up to date, boys. I was distracted.
Brilliant. What do you think of this Tarkus team? You know
we're still on that.
Yeah, we're still on that.
I think it sounds okay, personally. I think they need to get Dalif and not Luzu because Tarkus wants a pocket and Luzu on Roma is no. Sorry, but no. And whereas Dalif seems quite adaptable. Like, I think he kind of pocketed into Zao, right?
Yeah, he
yes.
did.
But he seems to have the skill set down to be more adaptable than Luzu, because Luzu just seems like I'm going to walk like with the medic, and that's it. Kind of like Hawks, but not as good. I don't know, like, I guess in that team, Erectus is going to be getting all of the heals, because he's kind of like the standout talent, I guess. Apart from the scouts, but of the heavy classes, like, I think Tarkus wants like Erectus to take the bulk of the heals, so he also wants someone who's not going to, like, of the Roma, someone who's not going to take up like that much heals, and I think again Dalif is going to be the one of the two, because Luzu is like a natural pocket, whereas Dalif, I think he's probably a natural pocket, but it's kind of like one of the new age pockets where all the heals go to the demo anyway. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I think it could be good. Like, it really depends. Like, I think it's going to be on Erectus how good it is, because the scouts are going to carry it, and how the heavies kind of do it, I think is really going to be down to Erectus. Like, how well he can, how they can all kind of cooperate with Tarkus. I mean, I've never played with Tarkus, so I'm not going to say shit about him that I don't know. But, like, you know, he's that kind of guy where you never really quite know how it's going to go down. So I guess if they can get over that kind of hurdle, it could be quite good in theory. But it really will be on Erectus' shoulders, I think, to kind of step up, if you know what I mean. I mean, he's played Prem a little bit before, but never never for like a whole season, and never with like a team that's stuck together with a stable roster. I mean, there was that stint in Carnage he had, right, and that was just a fucking mess. And there was, I think, some other team he played in, right? Did he play in another team?
Played in Timmy's team.
Yeah, again, the same thing. Like, it was just a fucking mess. Like, he's never. I think he could be really good, but he's just never really had a fair shot, if you know what I mean.
He's just
So
been like unlucky where the chance he's got has fallen in like
Yeah.
in the wrong places.
I mean, I hope this team isn't another one of those. I mean, my heart kind of tells me it might be, but I hope it's not because he could, in theory, blossom in a team like that's like low prem with potential.
No, the only thing I'd say, I'm not saying this is I'm bitter because they're trying to take erectors, but it feels like it's just 6 people. Tarkus has just gone, looks at a list of teamless players and gone, these players are all good. Let's see what happens, rather than people who actually know each other and will be happy to play with each other.
You sound bitter to me.
Whether they will get a shot at a Prem spot, as Xavi said, I doubt it, to be honest. Like, with enough teams like staying together, I think, after the season, I don't think they will get the opportunity to take one like the last Prem spot or whatever. I think, you know, you're more likely to see Crackland get back in and possibly that 6-inch team. I don't remember who was in it, but I don't know. I guess maybe them and 6-inch will probably be fighting over it, and Nitros will probably be fighting over like the last Prem spot.
Autobots? Question mark? Hello?
What
Even
teams
though
did you
Giannis
list,
will
Greg?
be-
All I heard was Commander X talking nonsense. Could you say the teams you think will be contenders again?
Tarkus' team, Nitros, and 6-inch, or whatever the hell they're calling themselves. Those are the 3 that I listed.
6-inch. What the hell is
Yeah, I
that?
don't even remember what the team. I don't even know what
That
the team
doesn't
is.
exist anymore,
That's
does
the
it?
one with... I think should we talk about this? We probably should. Is that the team with Fallen, Radiator, Quad, and Sparkle?
Is that a thing?
I thought that was a thing.
I thought it was the team with like Admirable and that team.
Oh,
That's
Greg,
who- that's
where
who
have
I'm
you
talking
been,
about.
man?
What the hell are you on about? Fuck my
God,
life.
Greg,
That's
you've
just
been-
CC, man.
That's for
Oh yeah, that is
CC.
CC. Yeah, shit.
Fuck
I forgot about
my
that.
arse.
Welcome to
Oh,
last
God.
week, Greg.
Yeah, maybe because I wasn't here, it didn't work out very well.
You suck.
Never work out. Well,
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, well, maybe I don't know. I don't really know how many Prem teams will stay together after the season. So you might see this sort of team get into it anyway. What are you laughing at?
This is just a mess, man. You haven't got a clue.
No, I don't at all. I don't even know where I'm going with
Make
this. Should we just
Xavi look
stop
like
talking about this
intelligent.
team and let's talk about something else, right? Let's do that. Okay.
something that's not the scene. Good thinking. And I make our podcast topical.
Let's talk about something that I'm not actually written down here that we kind of mentioned, the fact that Avenue have been picked up by Deserto. Like, Deserto as the org, I don't think even offered the old Deserto team anything. Like, I think they got a server and that was it. Possibilities of getting more if they did more for the org, but I highly doubt it really if they'll ever give anything to anybody. You know, it's one of those sort of low orgs that really does nothing. But I guess it's better than just being Avenue. I don't know, was that an org? Was Avenue an org beforehand? Or is that just their team name?
Fucking hope so. I hope they didn't just sit down and come up with Avenue Esports. That's a good name.
I think it was an org, but I think they were very much of the same criteria of, yeah, we'll sponsor you. Oh, what can we have? Oh, you want something? You want something from our sponsorship? Oh, and that's
Here's a bumper sticker.
free stickers for everyone.
So I guess, you know, getting a server and a mumboard or whatever is probably better than getting nothing. So there we have it. They're now the new Deserto. Let's talk about Quarantine. We'll leave Epsilon for a little bit later. Let's talk about Quarantine now. This is more I-46 news. Basically, Boomy told us last week that he doesn't want to go to LAN anymore because of various reasons. Yeah.
You told me. I've spent the last 20 minutes working out how the fuck I'm gonna pick him up as well as Shintaz and Gibbs. He could have let me know. I've literally been sat here like typing postcodes into Google Maps. Like fucking hell, this has turned into one hell of a ball ache, hasn't it? What a prick.
I think this is just Josh being Josh, and I would hope that he actually does turn up. And that's probably why he hasn't told you yet. But like, it's kind of dropped this like quarantine in it. Like, what the hell are we gonna do without Pocket Soldier?
I think he's just going to flake around for a while, and he's definitely just going to come. I think it's just, I don't know what it is, but it's just he's going to flake around for a bit, and then he'll turn up. Just create a little bit of tension for everyone.
Yeah, brilliant. So basically, the past like 3 days or past day, and a half. I've been trying to see who else is around to play just for LAN. Flisco can't, Admirable can't. Anti had like possibly do it, but Knutson or whatever. Yeah, Knutson's probably going to be going to LAN still, so we might get him to come in, and he doesn't really mind if Josh comes back that way. So if Josh does decide to come back, then we'll have Josh. But if he doesn't, then Knutson will play. It's just really strange, you know. It's 2 weeks before the LAN event, and he just goes, "No, I don't want to play. Don't want to go." So, yeah, just
It's all
disappointing.
this time he spent online with cheats. I don't think he can go back.
Can't play without them. That 2D
No.
radar. So shotgun.
He's sketchy, man. He's using again. He's like a addict in whatever you call it. What do you say when it relapse? That's the one. Yeah, he's like an addict in relapse, man. He's slipped back into old ways. I'm sure of it.
Well, I don't think we should really talk much more about that. The fact that we're going to not have Josh until next week. I think we're going to do a massive I-46 preview next week, next Sunday.
Who are you getting? Who are you getting?
Who are we getting? I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
You haven't thought about it. When did he tell you?
Oh, what, I said Soldier, Knutson. I just said. Do you not
What?
listen?
Oh, I don't listen to you, man. It's true. I don't. That's yeah. Well, that's a bitch, isn't it? On the ball. Don't worry. It's just
This episode is really going well, isn't it? Oh, God.
people don't care what we have to say, man. They just want our fuck ups. This is perfect. It's probably our best episode for a long time.
Well, speaking of fuck ups, Cadus, what's gone wrong with your wrist, mate?
What a fucking the smoothest transition we've ever had in Pirate Radio.
just so people know that he's actually on our list, so that is a link and a half. Go on, Cadus. What's going on?
So like 2 years ago, I was really cleaning it up on Turris, and then after like 2 hour bender or something, I basically woke up the next day and my hand was like, oh, okay. So I couldn't play any games for quite a while, and then gradually I got back into it. But then like a week ago, a bit less than a week ago, it kind of out of nowhere for no real reason that I can pinpoint, it got really bad again. So yeah, for a while I thought maybe I couldn't go and play I-46, but I tried playing for the first time today with TCM and did 4 maps, and I wasn't like, I kind of hurt a bit and shit like that, but I think it'll be okay now. I'll at least be able to play. Not really sure what standard, but at a decent enough standard to go.
Okay. So did you try like icing it and shit before today, or did you just play straight off?
Well, no,
Nice.
no, because ice is like, yeah, ice would. I'm getting like an ice bandage or something because it'll help with like if it hurts like between maps or whatever, I can put an ice on it and it'll be a bit better. But like it's just gonna be like a safety thing because it was okay today. I had to take it quite easy, but it was better than I expected. So don't worry, everybody. Don't worry.
You obviously played like 4 maps today. Do you reckon you'll be able to get through like a grueling day of like 10 till 10 or whatever the hell it's gonna
Yeah, it'll be much easier because it will be like lots of breaks and stuff like that.
be? Okay.
I mean,
Like loads of
it's-
15-minute rolls and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like on Friday it's going to be what, like one map every hour or something, and realistically the map's going to take 15 minutes for several of them at least. So the Friday will be fine. The Saturday we'll just get knocked out anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay,
But,
that's cool.
Again, because it's the most you ever play in any like one trot is 3 maps, and then you'll have a break, so it should be fine. And I mean, at LAN I'm going to spend less time on the PC than I would anyway. Like on a regular day, I just kind of sit here like a fucking zombie, like clicking on ETF2 Reddit and that kind of shit, even when nothing's going on.
Good.
Yeah, indeed. But like at LAN, when I'm not playing, I'm not going to be anywhere near the PC, so it'll get a lot more rest than usual, I'm hoping.
Okay, fair enough. We'll talk about that again next week, I guess, once you've played this week, see how it goes, and in our preview, and see how what we reckon it's going to affect your actual placement I-46. What's the next topic? Let me go here. Oh yeah. So this is something I probably should have done a little bit earlier, but oh well. It's Epsilon. So obviously there's been talk of them folding at the end of the season, or the end of after I-46. Kind of got confirmed a little bit ago. I've heard a rumor going around that's kind of been confirmed by Slick that Epsilon will be reforming. So I heard a rumor through a bunch of people. So it'd be awesome to keep them in the in TF2. So I think the players that want to keep playing from their team will just pickpocket whoever they want to make another really, really good team. Is basically from what I gather.
But
Has
Greg,
anybody
who
heard
are the
anything about
players on
this?
their team who want to stay and play?
I don't really know very much about it. The only person I know that's probably going to be staying is possibly Stefan.
Oh, well,
Knox.
that's all. Well, fuck Knox. Stefan's the only one anyone really cares about on that team. I
It
mean,
won't be
is anyone gonna be
extremer.
sad to see Gear leave TF2? Raise your hands now. Exactly. I mean, F2 is the only like that would be disappointing. Extremer comes and goes as he likes. So that's standard business. Shut up, Turbo. We don't want you.
Here's
Look.
one fan happens to be in attendance.
Fuck.
That's why
Okay, I did
always
hear
hold
one
sixes.
thing. I heard something about Stefan wanting to do like a German team. So I
Okay.
don't know
that'd
if
be
maybe they
impressive.
would make like an up and coming Epsilon team with like German players with potential.
Bash is registered to the Epsilon roster, so
Yeah, I mean there are some good German players out there. I don't really know how that would go down, but
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've also heard that Numlock's been asked to join them again, and he might be considering doing it. So I guess if that happens, what are you
running
doing,
out of
Zabby?
gasps. Running out of
Just
gasps.
stop. Okay,
Gasps.
just stop.
I might. Oh,
Yeah, so that would mean
my
that
salad
Infuse
bowl.
would probably fold. I doubt they'd stay
well,
together without
that's
Numlocked.
shitty
So
news, really, isn't it?
yeah. So I
Let's
don't know
make a
that they were
fucking
going to
fold
fold
all the
anyway.
good teams, make a super team, and then we could beat the shit out of everyone else who's left, like Deserto. Hooray! That'd be fun.
Take that avenue. That'll teach you.
Ever since they got Deserto tag, teams are shitting themselves, man. Folding roster switches, bringing in the best players, want to take them down. Fuck me.
Yeah. So basically, that's all I've heard about like that sort of team gossip from Epsilon. I don't really know what's going to officially happen. I assume they'll probably just do exactly what they did before and just find the players they want to get in, and just ask certain players and trial different things and take about 3 months to decide what they want to do. Um, So yeah, let's move on from the team news now. I'm pretty sure that's all we had. I have a little update Admirable gave me earlier regarding ESEA, possibly doing EU TF2. Basically, he said he's started to talk to them, and they're pretty receptive at it, but they haven't confirmed anything yet. So stay tuned to whether we get ESEA in Europe. I guess it might be worth us talking about what we reckon, whether it's going to be good for us. Cadus, what do you think? ESEA in the EU?
Fuck my ass, Greg. I wasn't listening again. Please say it. I'm sorry.
Can you concentrate, okay? Yeah. Close your
man.
eyes. Close your eyes.
This boomy
Believe
thing
really
is
hard.
this boomy thing is a bombshell, man. It's completely messed up my land routing plans. So I'm trying to drastically fix it.
Basically, ESEA, right?
ESEA.
Go
yeah.
for it. What do you think? EU, ESEA. What do you think to it?
Well, if it would happen, it would be brilliant. What exactly did Admirable dig up?
He's just started talking to them, and they seem pretty receptive, but they haven't
Okay.
confirmed or anything to him. So he's kind of just, open communication sort of thing.
Okay. Well, from my understanding, I know a little bit about ESEA and how they operate. Like, I know that they're a lot more about kind of subscribers than league numbers. Like the one beef they always had with NA TF2, like on there, is that people subscribed so they could play in the league, but they didn't subscribe to use any of like the site features, like the pickup systems and that kind of stuff. So I think for it to happen in Europe, we would kind of have to show that we're going to use their site features, so it would like kind of draw premium users who aren't just wanting to play and go to LAN and that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of what it will come down to. Obviously, it would be brilliant if it could. Like, I don't think there will be LAN finals for a while, but the potential of it would probably encourage people quite a lot because it would be something that would happen further down the road. But
Okay.
I don't know, like I
I've,
can't like the idea of having to pay for it kind of makes me think it won't work. But then I think back to UKESA and how everyone just kind of like got behind like the little teams who couldn't afford it, to kind of just for the greater good of the game, to give us something to play for or whatever, like the donations part and all that kind of shit. Like I think back to that and it makes me think, yeah, maybe it could happen.
Okay. Zavi, what do you think?
I think, like you said it on previous Pirate Radios. I think quite a lot of it is on how the other games do, because obviously they won't come to Europe just for TF2. So we're kind of, as much as we can do ourselves, it's not really an independent decision. We'll have to rely on other games to also provide the same support to make it worthwhile for ESEA.
Well, I don't think other games will struggle to give it support if it's going to offer them something worth playing for. I mean, if it's going to offer CS:GO or whatever, like something that's worth playing, then they'll play it, probably. And if they play it, then, TF2 will get it. So it's either like one of two things. Either it's not going to be worth it for anyone and we won't get it, but who cares? or it will be worth it, and they'll give us a chance if we can show that we're actually a game worth having.
Yeah, I think we probably would show it that we're a game worth having, but I don't. As Xavi said, like I've mentioned it, and I think on the forum thread. Basically, when I was playing CSS, ESEA tried to get across to to break ESL's dominance basically of the CSS in Europe, and it failed completely. Like it started off well with the teams that everyone was backing it, all the guys were backing it, and about 3 weeks into it. It turns out they had no like European admins, nobody around. You had to wait stay up like 8 hours to go and be able to talk to an admin about what the fuck was going on in your games, and it was just a complete and utter shambles. And like, if that happens in other games, then they're not. There's no chance that they're going to stay in Europe, and they'll just pull out again because these like other games will not commit to it whatsoever. And you've got the backing of ESL for most of these games as well. But having flipping that on its head, they had a pretty good sign up for CS:GO on their CS:GO premium, the other I don't know when it was a while ago. Um, when it was in Invite, they had pretty good backing for that. So maybe they'll be able to revive CS:GO. It's a new game. Maybe they'll bring it in that way rather than going for an old game. But if they do come across, they'll probably give it a season of a different game, see how it goes, and then try and bring in other things as well, rather than committing fully into it right
Yeah.
from the start. But obviously, it depends what Maribel can persuade them to do. So does anybody else have anything else to say there? No. Sweet.
I think Commander X is AFK. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure he's back now.
Oh, thank God. Thank God his
Cat
insight was
troubles.
sorely missed.
Right. I think this is going to be one of the last topics for tonight, and this is basically season 13, guys. So, from my understanding, it's going to be starting after I-46. The sign-ups will be starting around the same weekend as I-46, either a
It'll
couple
be
of
the
days
Monday.
before it,
It'll be the
or a
Monday
couple of days
after. I think
afterwards.
they said.
Okay. And I think they're trying to look to push it forwards. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Nations Cup. Why don't we do Nations Cup before we talk about season 13? Xavi, let's do that. Yeah, do season 13 last because there's a lot of
Okay,
stuff for
Greg.
that. Yeah, brilliant.
Okay,
Xavi, tell us which teams came through the groups because I don't think we know that yet, and where everything stands right now. Go for it. Boom.
I like how you tell me to look up stuff and then you ask me different questions when we're live on air.
Well, you can know
Right,
who
the teams that got through the group are Sweden, Russia, Finland, Latvia, United States of America, Spain, France, Netherlands, Germany, Poland, England, Norway, Belgium, Portugal, Denmark, and Israel.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, yes. Let's go through some of these results, shall we?
Okay. The most interesting one of the opening, basically most of the opening results were pretty much rolls. One of the most interesting games was Sweden versus Team Russia, which ended 2 maps to 1. I think it went 3-2 Granary to Sweden, 4-3 Golden Cap Gully Wash to Russia, and 4-3 Golden Cap Snakewater to Sweden. It was one of the most incredible games. GDK had crits basically all the time after the first map they lost. It was well, all or nothing, give GDK crits, and GDK finished both maps on about 40 to 50 frags. Yet they still went out, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. That must have been really, really, really good game. I think I heard Pledge and Scully casted it, did they? I think they said it was absolutely amazing to cast. So, if you haven't seen that game, I'd recommend going back and watching the VODs, guys. I'll probably be doing that later. So yeah. So that means Sweden went through above Russia then. Yes.
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Okay.
Sweden went through into the quarterfiners.
All right.
Is that what happens when you win?
Well, I didn't know who won. Sorry.
ETF to elevate crazy systems.
Ooh.
Winner goes through.
So that's I would have thought Sweden probably should have taken that game a lot easier than that. What did you guys think?
They were bad.
They were bad.
They were
They were
bad.
bad, and GTK was pretty fucking sick.
Both
I know,
the teams
obviously,
were
when you
bad,
get
apart from GDK.
crits. Yeah, I know it's easy to get a lot of frags when you get constant crits, but you still need to hit the crits. He delivered.
Sweden won because they were just better players. Like both teams looked like a mess. I didn't watch it thoroughly, but from what I've seen and heard, it looked like both teams were kind of really, really, really fucking messy. But Sweden were just like the fresher, more skilled team at the end of the day.
All right, cool. Let's talk about the other games. Do you want to talk about the
Yeah.
roles quickly, and then talk about the other interesting
Right, yeah,
games?
well, basically, on the other side of Sweden's bracket, Finland roll Latvia. So the first quarterfinal will be Sweden against Finland, which will be very interesting. The battle of the not good demo men.
Well, that's kind of been, from first and second Nations Cup. Those were always the final, weren't they? Sweden versus Finland.
Yes, they were always the top teams, although their rosters are a lot less spectacular now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Finland's isn't too bad.
They're both pretty good, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
But compared to the previous rosters, where Sweden and Finland could both field like 2 all-star teams.
I still think they're the only team really with very few exceptions, they're one of the few teams that have positions filled and then have surplus good players left to fill them. Like, I mean, on the scouts, like, you could take, like, I mean, what is it? It's a bit of Himsey and Cookie, but then you also have, like, Rebelli, like, sitting on the bench and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the same.
There's not many teams that could boast that, apart from, like, England on some classes, but, like, totally not others, and Sweden on, like, one class.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to keep going through the other results, and we'll come and do predictions for the other games later?
USA rolled Spain, pretty unsurprisingly, 6-0. And France rolled Holland, meaning the USA will meet France, which should be a pretty exciting game.
Yeah, that would definitely be a good game.
Further down, Germany rolled Poland. England got a default win against Norway, so they will be meeting in the quarterfinal, and that has indeed already been played. And England won that one 4-3, 4-3, I believe.
Yeah.
Over 2 maps.
Yeah, that's right.
But there were, I think, they did have problems with Klar lagging out towards the end of the first map and had to play with Brago on Soldier, so it wasn't really ideal. Further down, we had Portugal roll Belgium, which was pretty unsurprising. And the biggest upset so far, really, is Denmark knocked out Israel in a very strange-looking 3 maps. I've not seen the demos yet. But basically, Israel won the first map, 4-1. Then Denmark won the second map, 6-1. And the third map 4-1, so Denmark knocked out Israel.
Yeah, that seems like a really, really weird one to me. Like, I talked to Tarkus about it, I think, and they, like, FaZe Zeph is on holiday, so they were forced to use someone else.
He's on a judo holiday, and I'm not using a pun there. Apparently, I realised what I said as I said it. He's actually doing judo. I'm fairly sure I was told that.
How long have you been waiting for this line? Jeez, Israel getting knocked out. What can I use there?
I was told he's doing judo, man. I was told.
Are you sure someone wasn't trying to make a bad joke to you?
He's at a judo contest in Berlin. It's the truth. I swear to God.
Okay. Whatever, if you say so, yeah. I think they also had a problem where Erectus wasn't there that day, so their scouts for the day...
His PC was broken or something, I think, Erectus, so they had 0 scouts from their team there.
I'm told under good authority that Erectus, I quote, burned his PC. He set it on fire.
That's happened to me. It's clearly a serial problem in the TF2 community. Twice in a year.
That's Red Shock's insider info, anyway.
But yeah, so I think who did they use? They used X-Time on Scout, who is
X-Time, the legend.
Isn't he a soldier?
Yeah, the legend is what he is.
One of the best soldiers in Div 3/2, which unfortunately doesn't match very well against like Quad on Scout.
Yeah, and they used a Div 6 person as well, from what I heard, according to Tarkus. I don't know who it was, but
X-Time was the Div 6 person.
No, they used another person.
No, they didn't. They used KRT. Whatever his name is. And he's definitely not Div 6. He's not good yet, but he's not Div 6.
I think it was something like Tarkus told me in pretty much every map, the Israel scouts combined still had less frags than Quad.
Yeah, I saw one screenshot from Gully, and it was like 8 to one of them and 10 to the other, and the next lowest player in the game was 18. So combined, they were the second lowest or third lowest person.
Yeah, I think that's the map I've seen logs of. So they had 8 and 10. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Quad had 36, so Quad had double their combined kills.
That's fucking tragic, man. That's so bad.
He's sad. Like Kyoto's definitely not bad. Like he's merked for Autobots before, and I've played with him a lot. He's definitely not bad, but I guess Quad plays kind of like a bit of a full retard style. Like Quad's just like, I'm just gonna run in and see what happens, and if you're not kind of prepared for that, it's gonna catch you out a lot because Quad's just gonna be in your face when you don't expect someone to be in your face.
Yeah, indeed. And if you're not expecting it, you can't hit that first shot, and generally, you probably will end up losing a one-on-one versus Quad in that situation. So, it's unfortunate, really, for Israel. They were from that bottom side of the bracket. They probably should have been progressing quite far. I'd have thought they're one of the teams that I thought would be doing pretty decently.
They were favourites, and they were trying really hard to win this. They were playing to win. Like everyone on the team knew it. They were all playing to win. So it seemed like a bit of a blunder.
Well, they got fucked over, really, didn't they? Like changing both scouts, especially like I hurt them even more because they did actually practice.
Yeah.
So they kind of had this mindset that they knew what was going on, and then you get in the fucking game and you don't. It makes it like harder than if you just never had a clue to begin with.
Yeah. So why don't we do predictions for the quarterfinals that haven't been played then? And do you know any of the dates of when they're being played, Zavi, or do you need me to have a look?
What's not been played?
Sweden against Finland, USA, France.
Surely none of the quarterfinals have been played then.
Germany played England.
Yeah.
Is that a quarterfinal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck you guys are keyed. Wait, what? How?
Because the Germans are like 5 of the Germans are at Gamescom from like Wednesday to Sunday, so like they were like, we have to play it this Sunday. I told Seb I couldn't be there. Seb still organises it that day. Like Jesus Christ.
Maybe that's not that important, Greg.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly.
With Gubbins on the bench, what?
Yeah,
Greg.
God, yeah. So luckily enough, I was around to replace Gubbins. So yeah. But let's do Finland Sweden predictions. I think it's going to be Finland in 2 maps. That's what I think.
Depends if Walters plays or not.
Yeah, I was going to go basically because I think they want to play with Beaven and Nace. So I'm going to go Cookie and Himsy will be too strong, and Finland will win. Maybe not in 2 maps, but they'll win for sure.
If Walters isn't playing, it's 2 maps. Like, I don't know, do they want to use Nace and Beaven, or do they think Walters doesn't want to play?
I don't know, there's a lot of conflicting opinions. Basically, I think Walters has said he wants to play, and they basically go, no, we'd rather continue with Beaven and Nace, presumably.
Okay, then they're going to lose.
Presumably they've played together all season, they're more experienced scout partners, but obviously, of course, Walters is Walters.
They could barely beat Russia. Was that Nace and Beaven in that game, right?
Yes.
And they could barely beat like a rusty team that was like low prem at best when they played half a year ago. And then now they're going up against what is, aside from Mafu, like it's basically an all-star team, right? Like aside from Mafu,
yeah, Hotstan, I think Kynal on Medic. They're using most games.
And I mean, Sweden's demo, I hadn't really heard of him until like a week ago. So that's not even like. I mean, pretty much any other top team, top nation is going to think, right, we have the demo advantage going into this game. But Sweden is probably like the only team that can't think that of the contenders. Like, no offense to Lynx, but I mean, maybe he's really good. I don't know, but I've never seen him play, so I can only assume he's not. That's just basically how it is in TF2.
He's not bad, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Russia's not really a team that would expose that weakness. They've not had to play a team yet who would really test Lynx. You know, they've not played like a Numlocks or someone who's going to be like super fast and mid and super strong and really going to push him. They've just played like bad teams, and then Russia, who are basically just playing on the crits the entire time.
Yeah, but Mafu's still better than, in my opinion, what Lynx will be. Although Mafu is still kind of out of practice, and that's
terrible.
Says, yeah,
terrible. Man. He wasn't good when he was active, and now he's just terrible.
But they do have a lot of damage from the rest of their players. So if Mafu gets space, I guess it'd be alright. I don't know. I think that in all honesty, the fact that the rest of their players, in my opinion, are all still better than, or in general, better than Sweden's players, will mean that they end up coming just winning every deathmatch fight anyway. A lot of players are going to focus Mafu from the Swedish team as well, thinking it's a demo man kill, when in all honesty, that's like, he's bait. You know, you just charge a scout in to
Yeah.
kill Mafu, and that's a good trade from Finland's point of view. So
I think like Finland know Mafu's like they are clear about who their good players and who their bad players aren't. They know it's gonna be. They'll be happy to sacrifice Mafu to get Hux more heals, to get some heals on Cookie or Himsy or something. Like,
I don't really agree that they have the DM advantage. Like, I think the soldiers on Sweden are DM much better than the soldiers on Finland, personally. And I think if Walters
Zebasai
was actually to play
who's the
Jukebox?
Swedish soldier?
Jukebox.
I mean, Jukebox is a bit of a zombie at times, but his DM, you can't really argue
He hits
with it.
everything.
Yeah, literally, you can't argue with his fucking DM, man. It's much better than Dan's.
His shotgun's ridiculous as well. Like, when you talk about clutch shotgun, he just hits like the 80 damage ones on scout for no good reason.
All right, well, yeah, that's fair enough if you think that, but I still think when I said most of the players, I kind of Darn is still dodgy, but I think Hox is better. You know, Hox is probably better than Jukebox and Zebasai, in my opinion, but Zebasai is probably
Collectively, though, like to 2v2,
yeah.
I'd probably
I
pick the
guess.
Swedes.
I guess you pick the Swedish soldiers. Okay, well maybe it's going to be a much closer game than I think, but I still
Oh,
think
no, because they're
Finland are going to
completely
come out.
shit on scout-wise,
Yeah.
aren't they?
And scouts
Yeah.
will have more influence on it. Like, even if the soldiers are better, it's like being the best of a worst DM class.
I think we're both forgetting that I don't actually have the sucker, so it's just going to turn the tides in Sweden's favor.
Plus, one thing I want to say is Finland practice a hell of a lot. Like, whenever Infused aren't playing, it seems that Finland are playing, from what I've seen.
A lot as well, though, so this can't be really that much.
Like, they don't play, well, for the past couple of weeks, they haven't been playing Monday and Sunday, yeah. So, like, Finland are playing, like, 2 days a week, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think at this point in the competition, everyone's trying pretty hard, except for America. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's practicing pretty
Well,
often, except for America, who just sort of go.
England aren't. They're just playing
Are they
that
not?
night. No, we're just playing the night of the games. Confidence, exactly it. But let's
you
talk
got
about
easy
any of
draw.
the other games then, anyway. What's right?
Yeah, the next game will be USA v France, which I think will be interesting because we'll definitely see a lot of hate between the players there. Because Nox is pretty easy to wind up, and the American players are pretty good at winding people up, especially Harblue. So I hope they just get really mad at each other. They're just going to argue and bicker, and there's going to be a lot of hate in the game. I want a lot of hate and a lot of drama to come out of the game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really interesting game to see. Like, I was not expecting the USA to completely demolish Spain like it seemed like they did. You know,
Have
I
you
thought
seen
they
Spain
were
play in
probably-
this competition?
Yeah, but like, I guess.
Out of practice and or Div 1.
Yeah.
It wasn't
But-
pretty, really.
Was it not?
They look kind of. I mean, on paper it sounds good, but Jan was not Jan. Harry Hook was never Harry Hook without his Stannis.
And Hyper is not Hyper.
Alright.
Fuck you, Greg. Shut the fuck up.
Get some real insight, idiot.
So you reckon USA might take it from France then, or are you
I
stick
reckon
with French guns?
kind of. I don't really know. I haven't seen the USA play that much. I mean, I watched a bit of the Spain USA game, but I didn't really pay attention to the roster. I just kind of watched the people shoot rockets and other sparkly
The
things.
normal roster they seem to be going with is Blackie Monster on Medic, Tyler and Harb on Soldier, and then Clockwork, and then Moose or Enigma, depending who's around on Scout, and then Boulder on Demo.
They definitely played one with Platinum, though, right?
Yeah, Platinum's. I think I've seen Platinum play one. I think they purely just do it on who happens to be around. It's not that strict. I don't know if they'll get a bit more tight on it the further they go in the competition.
Do you know, man? I honestly couldn't call this one. I wouldn't know how to begin. Greg, say something so I can tell you you're wrong.
Okay,
I think,
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 French win. Because of the server advantage they're going to have and the ping advantage, basically. Obviously, not all the Americans are going to have awful ping, but it's going to come down to their scouts, and you can't rely on just 2 players for the whole game. So that's what I'm going to go with.
I think as well, kind of on that note, is from what I've experienced, the American team want to play on a French server because that's where they get the best ping. But obviously, I'm not sure if they're going to want to play on a French server and give the French guys like a 5 ping advantage. You know, like playing basically as close to LAN as you can get when they're going to be on awful pings. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how the politics of that work out.
Okay. So, Cadis, what's your prediction? Go for it.
I reckon the Yanks will take it. What does Nox play when he plays? Because I'm looking at the most
Medic.
recent result and Nox didn't play. Okay, so that's who out. Then
It's
Donut, T-Mac, Flippy are the obvious ones that aren't Medic. Captain Hacks. Which one's playing Medic then on this time?
I think their roster was shaken up last match because Tech was on holiday.
No, Tech
Or he
played.
was away. Did he? I have no idea then.
I have no
I
fucking
thought-
idea who's a Medic on this roster. Tech, Captain Hacks, Ponyon, Donut, T-Mac, Flippy.
Okay.
Is it T-Mac?
Prob-
T-Mac, then it must be, yeah.
Well, no, the medic will either be K3 or Nox.
Well, out of the
Surely?
6 that Cadis just linked, it said that I played the last game.
Yeah, like I'm trying to work out
T-Mac
which
will be the
one
that
won't
played.
play. Okay, T-Mac is the one that won't play then.
Yeah.
Okay. I still think America are going to win. Regardless of all of this. I don't know, they don't
T-Mac
seem...
or no T-Mac?
I don't know, they just don't seem... You know, I think the Americans can beat, even with their high ping, they can beat all but, like, the best, and I don't really see France being, like, the best.
Really? They've got, a lot of the punchline players in team there. Do you not think that's going to make them slightly better than what you think?
I don't want to open myself up here, but I don't think Punchline are actually as good as people kind
Okay.
of... I mean, they had a very good season. I'm not going to go as far as to say it was like a one-season wonder, but I still don't class them the same as I would, like, Infused Epsilon. And I think literally only, like, Epsilon are as good, like... Well, not I shouldn't say Epsilon, because it's nations. I literally don't think... I just think the other nations are better, basically.
All right.
I don't think they're quite that far up. I mean, they're very good. They're probably, like, the only team that really are in that category of being there but not quite, because all of the others are lagging way behind. But I don't know. It doesn't seem quite to all add up to me.
Okay. Savvy, what do you think?
I'm going to go USA. I just think they'll be more composed. They just seem a lot more relaxed about the Nations Cup. I don't know.
Okay.
I think the scouts will carry it through, and I think even though like hyping blows more for the American team, it's going to make it difficult for the French people as well.
Okay. Of course, we've already had the next quarterfinal, I think, the Germany-England game. So let's talk about the final one, which is going to be Denmark
Portugal-Denmark.
versus... Okay.
The
Well,
all-star clash.
I'm going to have to go with Portugal. Even if Denmark did manage to pull out a win against Israel, I don't think they'll do it twice.
No. Denmark.
Quad's going to do it again, is he?
He's only got to beat Haunter and Stunts. Easy gaming.
Oh, God, yeah, we played against that team the
Yeah,
other
they were
day.
terrible. I
They
watched
were
them play.
terrible,
They
actually.
were absolutely terrible.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
I
that's
don't know
going
who
to be
told
the...
Haunter that he can play Scout. Like, I don't know who was the guy that said that.
Haunter,
No,
Haunter
switch
told
plans,
Haunter
mate.
he could play Scout. That's who told Haunter that.
Like, what, was there a reason Kyler wasn't playing yesterday? Don't tell me the reason was Haunter.
I have no idea.
Like, because with Kyler, I think maybe it could be different because he's like a standout talent in that team. But who is it? Haunter and
Stunts.
Stunts on Scout.
Calho said he's on holiday at the moment. So,
Okay.
Calho, can you confirm whether that means that Kyler will be there for your quarterfinal game or not?
The tension mounts.
Ooh, don't know.
In
Okay,
which case, I
my
don't know
prediction.
if Portugal stand a chance then.
My prediction is if Kyler's there, Kyler wins. If Kyler's not there, then Denmark win. That's my
I think it'll
prediction.
probably be close, but I think Denmark will take it.
I'm kind of swaying towards you as well. I think the only tipping point would be Kyler in for Stunts or Haunter. I
Okay.
don't know why they don't use Mark. Is Marku still banned? Is that why he's
Yeah,
not
he's banned from
listed?
everything.
Okay,
For like
okay.
3 seasons, was it, or something ridiculous like that?
Okay then.
Something like that. So, do you want to quickly talk about how ridiculous it is that the Germany versus England was a quarterfinal? Like, how the fuck that worked out?
I'd
I
put
have
that on the
no
same level as
idea.
Portugal, Denmark. You know, it's going to be as close. It's going to be as epic.
Who was? I don't understand. Did they just maybe seed like into pools?
Well,
I
the
think
way
that's how they did it with pools, but
the way the groups worked, it was just the winner of A played the loser of B, and and C played D, E played F, G played H. and then I'm pretty sure they were just. I'm not sure how they alternated, so that you didn't meet this person from your group until the final again.
So couldn't they have just moved the whole group, the whole Germany group, like up or down? Like what the fuck? That is retarded.
I really don't understand. I can only imagine that they just, yeah, I don't
Like
really don't
basically they
understand it.
built the groups via when people could play because they were planning on giving everyone like 3 days to play their matches. So like the group that England played in was like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? So then built the groups around that, and then probably didn't think, oh, let's move these groups so the Germany groups near the top, the England groups at the bottom, sort of thing. It's just I do think that's slightly retarded personally, because now like Germany, that game was the final of the previous Nations Cup, the ESL one, effectively UK versus Germany, and that came in the quarter final. So pretty much from now we're looking at like, unless USA pull an upset sort of thing, I would say like Finland's England final sort of thing. I don't know,
Something
but
like that.
yeah. So I just wanted to point that out there. And let's talk about season 13 anyway. Now, we've gone through predictions of games that's going to happen this week. Let's talk about season 13. So we kind of started going through it earlier. Basically, just want to talk about season 13 because it's coming up just after I-46. As Kata said, they're probably going to announce the details on the Monday. First things first, there's some good news. I'm allowed to announce something about it. Not allowed to announce exactly everything about it, but there will be money involved yet again in season 13, and it will be. Hang on, I better just double check that I don't get this wrong. more
It's going to be an Olive
five-
Garden voucher, everyone.
Are you ready? Are you ready? More than 5 times the amount of season 12. So season 12 had 300 euros, I think. So that's more than 1,500 euros for season 13, which is pretty fucking awesome.
Why
to
would
be
they
honest with you.
phrase it like that? I don't want to
Because
like
I'm not-
nitpick here, but why is that
Because I'm
phrase
not
as
allowed to
always
say
used?
the exact number, apparently, because they want to announce it themselves.
But you're
So
allowed to
it's-
math the number.
You're allowed-
Yeah.
It's a number between 1,500 and like what sort of I don't know. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's. I think I'm getting PM by. Oh no, ignore me. So yeah, so it's gonna be good fun. What? Sorry.
Greg out of the admin team now revealing ETF2 PDF2L secrets.
I was allowed to do that by Camfo. There you go. So no one can shout at me.
Was the conclusion? Is that pounds or euros or?
Was the last one pounds or euros? I don't know what the last season was. I assume
Pounds.
pounds.
Yeah, saying in chat. Pounds.
Announce the
And-
money in euros though when you do it. Sounds better.
Bigger, yeah.
Put it in dollars next, even more.
So that's the good news. Now we're going to look at the whole of the season ourselves because obviously in about a week's time, the admins are going to go, here's the maps you want to play, here's the unlock rules, here's the whole rules. We want to try and at least influence it a little bit and let people see what we think anyway. So let's start with the maps, I think, because this is probably a good place to start. Personally, obviously we're going to have at least 4 that we're all going to overlap with. So Badlands, Granary, Gully, and Snake. I personally think that Gravel Pit should stay in the map pool, and then we're looking at a possible different 3 for the other map. Do you guys agree that Gravel should stay in? What do you guys think about Gravel?
Yes.
It should just stay. It's
Yep.
not played very much, but hopefully with it's kind of like a separate discussion. It's not my interest, so I'll just drop it here. There's like also the potential to change the rule about like map picking and playoffs and that kind of shit, where it's like you can like at the moment it's each team eliminates first and then picks, but there's the potential that it could change to each team picks first and then eliminates. So I was going to say Gravel Pit will probably see a bit more playtime because there'll be like the very realistic possibility of playing it in any playoff games. Like you won't be able to just eliminate it.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
a
that's
freebie.
something that I've actually talked to Tapley about for the next LAN. I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing that at I-46. So you're going to need to be able to learn every map, guys, for the LAN. Because if a team picks Gravel Pit against you and you have fuck all idea how to play it, you're going to lose. So
Look out, Autobots.
look out Epsilon, I think is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so we're of the opinion of those 5. Obviously, some people don't like Gravel Pit, but We love it. It's so much fun. It's so good. Such a good spectator map, and it's just like so
It's
tense
different
all
from
the
all the
time.
others as well.
Yeah, indeed. And then personally, for the final map, I've put down here. These are the three that I believe it should be a choice of: Croissant, Process, and Turbine. For those of you that don't know, Turbine by Turbine I mean Turbine Pro. So
Can
that's
I
kind of,
throw another one into that mix? Because I
of
feel
course, you can.
like I don't want this map, but I feel like CP Key, that's QUAY, will be probably a contender in some people's books.
I no. It was horrible the time I played it. Like full on horrible. Like why the fuck does it have like ridiculously long points or some shit?
I don't know.
I
I've never actually. You've played it? I don't know anyone actually played
yeah,
it. Like I was
I've
gonna
not
say, I
played it.
don't want to get behind it because it's so little tested. Like I only heard about it a few days ago. Obviously, I don't follow maps that much, but
I
like
played it
that's why I was
I
gonna
played
say
it
it.
ages ago, right? And imagine like let's this is going to be an over exaggeration, but like you walk around Choke on Badlands, right? And just there is where the point starts, but you can still be standing on Spire to block it. So the point is literally the whole of the fighting area. So you don't like fight over the point, you just fight. Right? And I personally didn't think it worked whatsoever doing that, but
Well, I have
I don't
like
even know if I'm talking the right map here. I hope I am.
it's the one that's like a seaside setting.
Oh, I don't remember, man. So long ago.
If it was so
Um,
long ago, then I don't think it's the same map because it's pretty fucking new.
And
no,
also, they
I'm
might
pretty
have
sure that.
updated it.
Yeah,
It's had
possibly.
a lot of, yeah.
Maybe that's
Okay.
just what I'm saying then.
Thanks, guys.
Anyway, the reason I brought it up is because I'm pretty sure is it in ESCA this season? I think I heard it might have been. It's made by the guy that made Snake Water, so it's like it's probably going to be decent one day after a certain amount of testing. But I was going to say like I remember back for Snake Water, and Snake Water was pretty fucking shit at first. He needed like a lot of input from like the invite players to make Snake Water fun. So I'm thinking we'll probably be playing CPK one day, but I don't think this season is going to be the
Okay.
season.
Well, in the same pool of that sort of thing, I'll throw Toxic in there because I haven't listed it in my three maps because it still needs a hell of a lot of work. But like, there was a Fun Cup that was played in it the other week, like 3 weeks ago or something, and there were a lot of things that needed to be changed. And so whoever's making it dark something or other, Dark Star, Dark, I
Dark Dwarf.
don't know, possibly Dark Slayer. There you go. Ritalin knows Dark Slayer. Yeah. He's just been getting information, feedback off everybody, and he's changed it so much since that one cup the other week that I don't think you can put it in physically. Like in 2 weeks till the tournament starts, it's just we changed so much in one iteration that it can just do that again and again. And like, I think it needs another season's worth of like changes before it can come in. Um,
I wanted to inquire your opinions. Why is Viaduct or Viaduct Pro not even ever come into
Fuck
consideration?
off!
Okay. On that point, one of the other admins I think has suggested it. I don't know. I've definitely seen the name thrown, the map thrown around. Personally, I just don't like Koth that much. Like personally, I'd much rather see CTF
Pretty.
come into the map pool. I'd much rather see Turbine Pro come into the map pool again than bringing back Viaduct into it, even if it's Viaduct Pro.
How often was Viaduct seriously played in Europe, though?
It's crap. Even in America, it's crap.
I
Sorry, but it's
disagree.
crap.
I think it's really
No,
exciting,
you're an idiot.
and it's never got a proper chance in
It's
Europe.
got a proper
I-
chance. It doesn't
I've
need a proper chance
casted
in
it.
Europe. You can watch America and see it's shit.
I've casted it about 4 times or something with Americans when I'm casting Americans, and it literally is just a fucking massive DM fest. There's not much tactics-wise that goes into it, other than you sit behind a rock, have a heavy, and stop the bombing players come in, let the other team build Uber, and then push in.
Like it will
It's
probably be
just
exciting for spectators in the same way that G-Pit is, but like the G-Pit's already there. Like it's a pain in the dick to play, but it's like it's fun and it makes it games exciting. But like there's already like one of those maps in, and 2 out of 6 I really don't think is really necessary, just because it's like exciting to even being shit to play.
I'd much rather see like Turbine go in if we're picking that sort of thing, picking a new map, see a new game style. Just like I just prefer the Turbine like play style as you kind of like you're capturing areas compared to the Koth style, which is just you go in and try and smash the other team, and if you lose the fight, you lose the point, and then you just go and do it again and again
I'm with you,
over the
Greg.
same point. Um,
Though
So-
I'm not necessarily against Koth. I just don't like Viaduct.
okay.
Like to be quite honest, I just don't think it's a very good map.
And then obviously the other two maps I mentioned was Process is one of them.
Process.
I haven't played it, so I
I've played
can't
it.
really have you. Do you want to comment on the map?
Okay, yeah. Well, I watched it in America, and I thought this looks good. So quite a while back now, we made like a Prem mix. Like it was like because you know how we mix in Prem, or for those who don't, it basically consists of getting like random Prem slash Div 1 players together, and then everyone forgets they're playing TF2 and just runs around in DMs for 30 minutes. But like for this one day, we were like, okay, just for today, let's get people in, let's on class, and let's play CP Process. And like the response was like pretty fucking good overall. Like I particularly liked it, and I know like nearly everyone who played it really quite enjoyed it. It's like a really easy map to pick up and play. There's like, I mean, it's different to other maps. Like the second is quite interesting, and but at the same time, it's really easy to kind of get your head around.
It's
and
similar enough that you can just pick it up. Like it's quite natural where you should hold and where you shouldn't hold. It's quite easy to figure out and like quite easy to get the basics down even without really playing it a lot before.
Plus, it was like really exciting as well. Like it's very like it's kind of like an American map in the sense that it's really like DM intensive because the chokes like there's not really that place between the points like where you hold. Like nearly all maps have like their yard, but this one like the point was like there's one choke between the points, so it's like quite fast paced and exciting. Plus, I don't really see anything else that plays as well as it at the moment. So even if it wasn't as good as I'm making out, it's still better than anything else going really.
Also, on another point, because it's 5CP, it will be a lot more universally popular as opposed to like more going, I like CTF, I don't like CTF, I like Viaduct
You also
Glow,
have there's
etc.
also Quasson though on the 5CP.
Yeah, that's the other one. Obviously, we had a Angels Cup ages ago that had Croissant in it, and it got a pretty good reception from most of the teams that played it. Like, what do you guys think of getting Croissant back in, or getting Croissant
Uh,
in even?
I mean, it was okay in that one cup. Like if process wasn't there, then I would say Croissant was probably decent enough to be tried at least. But it's always felt so clunky. Like it worked, but it kind of felt like walking up an escalator or something. Like if you know what I mean. An
Yeah, there were
escalator
there were
goes down or whatever. It
certain
just
certain
felt
of
like
areas
yeah.
where they were a bit weird. Majorly last was really strange to hold. Then like pushing from second mid to second felt really strange at some points. But I really liked it. I really enjoyed playing the map. I personally, I'd probably stick with you and pick Process as my like favorite of the bunch to go in and replace Obscure, like just for something completely new that's like really well designed for an aggressive TF2, 5CP map. Like I just thought when I was watching it, it looked really enjoyable,
It's
and
what
it
it's
could
what the
be,
pool needs, man.
yeah.
Like because you got Snake Wall, which isn't very quick. You got Gully Wash, which varies, but in general, it's really not that quick. And then if you have, I think Croissant will be another map that kind of falls into that category.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
think the kind of upsets the balance. If you get process in, it really would be like the only map that's really like played quite aggressively.
Yeah, I think that I agree with that. CTF, if we got, do you want to talk about Turbine quickly? What do you guys think of that? Would you rather see another 5CP in?
I really like Turbine, but the thing that worries me about it is quite different. Like you have to play it completely differently to how you play 5CP. And so even though I'm like always in favor of like Prem players deciding what's best for the game, I think with Turbine, because it's so different from regular maps, it is really difficult for like players that don't really play that much to like have fun on. Because if you don't know how to do it, then it's really stalematy and really shit. So I think it would be quite difficult in that respect.
Okay. Like, I think the main reason why a lot of people liked it is because it's been a while since we played it. The same sort of thing of the obscure final. One of the main reasons why I quite like it at the moment is because I remember playing it at like I-43 against in the lower bracket final or whatever against Dignitas, and it was such a close, exciting game. Like each of the rounds was like 2-1 sort of thing, like with just a random back cap or a random wipe that wins you it. It's so closely fought for the whole time, and then there's every fight matters across it, if you see what I mean, compared to like a 5CP, but
Yeah.
not to the extent of Gravel Pit. It's kind of like a medium between the two, if you see what I mean by that.
There's still
Like,
Yeah.
time to recover if you lose a cap.
yeah, exactly, and that's the main thing. And then also this like best of three first to five thing really made it like a slightly different and more dynamic, and not this kind of turtle fest that goes on in Turbine, which made it really really interesting. So
Yeah,
that's what I would say about that.
I made a post somewhere, or I put it on that feedback form that's floating around, that if Turbine was to be like really heavily favored, that it might be worth considering putting it in over Gravel Pit. And I know that we said earlier how Gravel Pit is really exciting and everything, which is true, but I think if you add like these three really different game types into a map pool of only 6 maps, then it becomes to get like quite complicated. Like,
Yeah.
because it's not really the same as Koth, because Koth is like 5 CP but with just 1 CP, whereas Gravel Pit, Turbine, and like say Badlands, they all play so differently. It just kind of saturates the map pool a bit too much.
Okay, that's cool. So one more thing I just want to add here is, how would you like the admin team to decide the maps? Would you rather see a vote, a general vote, or would you rather
No.
see them make their own decision, or would you see the Prem teams
No.
make the decision, or how would you do it, Cadus, then?
I would have the Prem teams essentially make the decision insofar as they tell the admins what they think is the right thing to do, but then like the admins kind of basically like the adjudicators of the varying Prem opinions, because obviously not every Prem player is going to say the same thing. Like there's these forms floating around at the moment, basically being sent to certain people that basically are asking for like feedback on various things like maps, unlocks, and general rules and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that what that means is they're going to gather these opinions, like from these I think it's mainly being sent to Prem players and that kind of thing. And so I'm hoping they're going to read those and then basically try and piece it together into like a rule set. I'm not really sure. Like I hope they're not just going to take the maps that are suggested by Prem players and throw it into a fucking poll like they did last time, because that was fucking stupid, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping
Okay.
that's what they're going to do, but I don't really know if it is. No polls anymore. Good. So hopefully that's what they're going to do. I'm hoping they'll come up with a proposal and then kind of throw that around to people before finalizing it, rather than just taking the feedback, coming up with a decision, and then publishing it. I hope they make the decision and then kind of ask for feedback on the decision.
Yeah, I like that, definitely. And on the same sort of thing here, just like the last two seasons, this like last map, this sixth map, well, whatever it was 2 seasons ago, I don't remember what it was. Freight got removed from the playoffs. Then Obscure got removed from the playoffs. Would you rather see the next map go in? How would you like to see the playoffs go? Would you have that new map get removed from the playoffs? Would you have Gravel Pit removed from the playoffs? Would you have a coin toss to decide the final map between the two maps? What would you prefer?
I don't think it's a problem, really. I mean, it depends, because another thing they're considering changing is the playoff system. I won't go into that because A, I don't know if I'm allowed to, and B, who really fucking cares? It's not very interesting. Yeah, so at the moment the playoffs are like fourth place, third place, second place, first, and so there's really no need in that system to have an even number of maps in the map pool, because say it's third v fourth, third place picks 2 maps, fourth place picks 1 map. Like you don't
Yeah,
need this whole elimination system, like because they can
yeah,
just pick the maps. You don't need to eliminate anything. The team with the higher seed, like who deserves the advantage, gets to pick 2, and the other team gets to pick 1. And I think since the way the maps stack up, like if there was a 7 map pool, maybe you could do it the other way, because maybe it would be more interesting. But since like I think the maps is what is like the priority, making sure there's good maps in the map pool and variety. I think really at the moment there's 6 maps that should be in the map pool. The 5 we mentioned, like that are going to stay, and then process coming in. Like,
okay,
I think that's how it should be. And if that's how it's going to be, then I think the playoff system I just said would probably be better, because it allows all the maps to be played still without, having like a complicated system.
yeah, that's fair enough. Let's talk about one thing in the rules that I kind of want to discuss, which is Prem teams actually playing their games on time and not just pushing them back. Do you want to see wildcards come into it, where wildcards actually matter? So you can't just push a game back, get a minor warning, then rearrange the game, play it, and the minor warning go. If you push a game back and haven't wildcarded, you get a minor warning and that stays. Would you rather see that happen, where you actually get punished for not playing your game in the week, or would you rather see Prem stay the way it is, and then at the end of the season you play 8 games in a week?
No, it absolutely has to change, man. It's
Yeah,
fucking stupid at the moment.
it
Like
really
I know,
is.
I know ETF2L is a community league, so it's like yeah, but like there is like a clear division between the like Prem and the rest of the league in terms of the coverage and all that kind of shit. Like even though Prem, it's not professional, but it's much closer to being perceived as professional than the rest of it. So it really should have like a different approach, especially now that ETF12 are getting like 2,000 viewers. Not ETF12, Vanilla are getting like 2,000 viewers for the, like the interesting games. Like it
Yep.
really would make sense to kind of crack down on this kind of thing, and it's not really very fucking difficult. I mean, I really think it would only be like a week, maybe, of like adjustment period, because I think most people kind of say they say they can't play at night because they're not fully prepared, they haven't practiced them out more than twice. And really, I think they could fucking play them on time. They just choose not to because it's more convenient. Because if no one's going to stop you from bending the rules to give yourself an advantage, then who the fuck's not going to bend the rules? Like no one. They all want to win.
I completely agree. And like, especially now in this season where we're gonna have a load of money in the prize pool, like it's just, the money's there. It should be much more professional when it comes to the top. And as teams should be punished for not not adhering to the rules. And
it's not really a complicated idea, though, really, is it? You break the rules, you get punished. What is this nonsense?
You weren't saying that when you got booed out of the league, CX. You were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
If you remember.
Don't get me started, man. We did all our games arranged, then they kicked us out. Prick.
Right. I just wanted to do that before we talk about the unlocks. So, how are we going to do this unlocks thing? Should we? We've got a little surprise, but we'll do that a bit later, I think. Should we just talk about? I don't know how we're going to do this. I personally, we're all of the opinion that we shouldn't change the unlocks. I think. If it's forced to be changed to the unlocks, then it's kind of there's like 5 that you kind of have to go with, and there's no way that any more than that could go in. But like, I personally would always believe that you should just go vanilla and medlocks, pretty much. What are you guys gonna say?
I fucking don't care anymore, man.
Yeah,
I
think it's like it makes no fucking difference. Like no one really like cares. I mean, when everyone made the arguments against unlocks in the first place, I think it was mainly because they kind of hoped it wouldn't get to this fucking stage, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
But it's just gone beyond ridiculous with the amount of unlocks in the game now and how different the game is, because it really changes like the perception of comp compared to regular play, just because there's like so much missing. Whereas before, it just looked like we were a bit restrictive, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say we allow a number of unlocks. Okay, 15 unlocks. Let's do that, right? How do we decide? Who gets to decide what unlocks come into it?
Fuck it. Ask the Australians. They seem to do it somehow. I fucking have no goddamn idea.
Right, basically, I think me and Zavi came up with an idea of how ETF12 could decide the unlocks, right?
The fairest way to decide the unlocks.
The fairest way to decide the unlocks. So, Zavi, do you want to turn your webcam on?
Shall we
everyone
go
gets
live?
Yeah,
well, basically, we've had this argument so fucking stupid. Can you see me all right? Am I lagging? Am I cool? Okay, we've had a stupid...
Oh my god, what is that hideous thing? It's a fucking alien on your computer, bro.
Shit, where? Fuck. No, but basically we have this argument all the time. It's really stupid. It's really pointless, and no one cares. So the fairest way is just give each unlock a fair chance, you know? Like, most people don't even know what all the unlocks are. So the fairest way is this thing I prepared myself. Can you see it? A salad bowl. A salad bowl full of unlocks. And it's got all the unlocks in, written on a piece of paper. So the fairest way is to just pick which unlocks we want in the league for ETF12 just here and now. I think, what could be fairer? So are we settled on a number yet, guys?
Maybe we should just go with 10, because 15 unlocks that none of us know about would take a while to explain. So
you guys better be on the TF2 wiki pretty keen to look up all these words that I don't know what they mean. Okay, are we ready? Shall we go on? Yeah. Let's go. The first unlock. Can you see that? Oh my god, hold up the camera. Can you read that? Sharpened volcano fragment.
Oh my god.
The sharpened volcano fragment. Finally! Finally!
God, that's now competitive TF2.
Finally, I can now get fire damage on shit. Now I can finish my frag.
Say volcano shard or whatever the fuck it is. Volcano shard. I don't even know what they said. What is that?
Okay. I'm gonna get a second one. The tension's mounting. Oh my god, the amputator. That's the medic saw where if you taunt it heals everyone, isn't it?
I get the wiki out. I think that's right.
Is that right?
we've been
Man,
told. It's...
Spawn heals are going to be so easy now. I just need to taunt with my saw out. See, this is going to make TF2 so much easier for everyone. Okay, that's 2. Okay, I'm going 3. Okay. For man treads, which one are the man treads?
They're the ones that the Goomba stomp.
Well, I can't see a reason to argue with this yet, you know? So
far, so good, really. Let's keep going.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay, next. This is a big piece of paper. The fish cake.
What's the fish cake?
I got it from a TF2 wiki. It's definitely a thing. The fish cake is... Can someone help me with the fish cake? I need a fish cake, please. It's a reskin of what? Oh, that's cool. Everyone enjoyed the sandwich, didn't they?
It's not the sandwich. It's the chocolate bar.
It's the Delaco's bar, or whatever you say it. Well,
The
that was a well balanced unlock. Everyone's been saying all along the one thing the heavy needs is more HP.
I don't think anyone's ever gone, this chocolate bar is fucking bullshit. I don't think I've ever heard anyone saying that in TF2, so it's clearly balanced. Okay, let's go again. The Batillion's backup.
Which one's that? That's one of the buffs, isn't it, from the soldier?
Like the one where you earn it from taking damage, and once you get enough, you can blow your trumpet, and everyone around you takes reduced damage.
Okay.
I'm seeing quite a heavy swing, so you can either run the man treads with Batillion's backup. That's going to obviously add so much more metagame soldier play.
Can I just interject something real quickly?
What?
How long did it take you to write all those fucking names on the piece of paper?
And it's a longer than I thought. At first, I was like, this was like 5 minutes. When I opened up the TF2 wiki, and when you just see the scroll bar on the side go really, really tiny, it's like, oh, and these are definitely all things, aren't they? Shit. I was fine, so it was fine. Had a great time.
So
I got my sister's boyfriend to help me as well. It was a fun bonding experience.
At the moment, we still have only one unlock for the medic, don't we? So we still need to hope for the Uber Saw.
Uber Saw or a crossbow. Without crossbow, half the medics in the game are just going to quit. So we could really do with a crossbow.
Hey, they have the amputator. Come on, they could deal with that. It's been banned for so long. Like, brilliant.
You want another? Okay, or a crit streak would be nice. Or GDK will be shit. GDK will have nothing to play with. Do we want another one?
Yeah, stick your hand in there.
Okay. Okay, we've got... Oh my god, we've got the Market Gardener. Yes! Yes!
Yes! So you could go Man-Treads Market Gardener. Yes! Just what I wanted. I'm switching to Soldier, guys. Let's do this.
Why is there no use to play anything else when you can just play Man-Treads and Soldier? Man-Treads, Market Gardener... man, the Rocket Jumper's in here. If the Rocket Jumper comes out, this will be an incredible set of unlocks going. Okay. This one's quite scrunched up. Hold on. We have the Bushwhacker. I'm not sure. That's
the sniper melee, right?
Yeah, it's a sniper melee. Which one? Is it the one that does crits if people are pissed on?
It sounds very effective.
When there's no one to be pissed on.
Oi, wreck you knob out!
It would be a poor choice. Yeah. So far for that weapon to be of any use, we need someone to be pissed on, unless someone can find a way to make less melee damage work on sniper in general play, which might happen. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, Cadus, it's for Sticky Jumper.
Yes, it's done. This is the real deal, everybody. These are the unlocks for next season, we've decided.
Nice. It's all going to be about the aggression now with Man-Treads, Market Gardener, and Sticky Jumper. It's all going to be about how aggressive your heavies can be. Okay, there's space for 2 more unlocks in this new system. Okay, here's the penultimate one. It's for Buff Banner. Soldiers are getting a lot of love in these unlocks. Ooh, so this is a
dodgy one, that one, yeah.
That's actually useful. You can actually exploit that. This is going to be a problem, man. Soldiers have got so much choice in this. Not a lot of choice for scouts or medic. Okay, last one. Okay, this one. The tension's mounting.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it's coming back. It's for Natasha, guys. It's for Natasha. It's coming back. Natasha will make its return to deny these sticky jumping demo men and these jumping soldiers. It's perfect balance. Too much aggression from a jumping. You've got Natasha to counter it.
So the heavy can have 350 HP with the Natasha. Perfect. Just what you need.
Well, there you go, Crasp and other Receptor admins. We've solved one of your problems for you to make it a little bit easier for season 13.
Should we do 5 more? A bit more fun, Zavi. Go for it. 5 more.
Greg's upset now the scout's got nothing so far.
Yeah, come on. It's a bit unfair, isn't it?
Okay, well, let's hope for a scout one to please Greg. Oh god, we've got the Dalcora's bar. So now both skins are allowed, guys. Don't worry.
The what bar?
The Dalokas bar.
Did you say Dalcora?
Don't question me.
Fuck my life.
So both skins are allowed, so that will avoid arguments about skins. Okay, here we go. The original's allowed. That's relief for everyone.
Thank God for that. The admins would have been shouted at if there was no original, you know, after last season.
I don't know how this is all coming up soldiers. I feel like I'm mixing it around. Okay.
I think you're cheating here, Zavi. You're trying to swap to soldier, and this is the way you're doing it.
Boston Basher, there you go.
Oh, beautiful. Just what I needed. Thank you.
Now you can do something. So instead of just losing scout one-on-ones all game, you can just set and build all your run. Useful.
Shrugger build!
Okay, how many more? We have 2 more. Okay. Oh god, it's another soldier one. It's for direct hit.
Oof. So you can direct hit man treads with the Market Gardener. Just what you want. Perfect.
It's the ultimate soldier combination, right? Again, it's all coming up soldier. I don't know if it's just more soldier. Here's the last one again. This one's scrunched up, so it must be good. It's for Spicicle. I don't remember what Spicicle does, but I remember it came out at Christmas.
It, like, if you get set on fire, it, like, breaks or something like that. I don't really remember. It makes people into, like, ice sculptors or something. Whatever, when they die. Yeah, that's about it. But there you have it, guys. Our 15 unlocks. So, beautiful. I think you might want to be a soldier for the 15 unlocks, or a heavy. One of the two. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Soldier or heavy, everyone's favourite classes. That's cleared up that debate once and for all. People can stop making threads and stop bickering. It's over, guys. We've solved it.
Well, thank God for that. Now I have a question. What is that weird bit of fluff at the top of your forehead?
Brilliant. Why do you have a dragon behind you? Oh, you're gone. You're gone.
I'm gone.
I was kidding. I was kidding.
I'm in my parents' dining room at the moment because I moved back into my sister's room and basically I got in there and the desk is like the tiniest fucking square, like it's the size of a chair. And I was like, I can't game on this shit. I'm putting my PC in the dining room. Fuck dinner as a family. I want to play video games. Basically, the end of that story.
But where are you going to do your meth?
There's so much extra table space. There's plenty of space for meth.
Oh,
cool.
I kind of assumed. Okay.
On the topic of meth, should we end Pirate Radio this week? It's gone on quite long.
That's a suitable closing statement.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us, guys. I hope you're happy with those 15 unlocks. I don't know whether we are here, but we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it, and we will see you next week for an I-46 preview. We might try and get someone else in as well to give us some more insight into what's going to happen. See you then.
Amen.